Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Franke. It is episode 69. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what to say after that. It's just episode 69. How fucking cool is that? Normal week this week. World Series is underway. We had Sports Equinox last night. Very fun. I believe it's our last Equinox. No, we're guaranteed one more night of it, right? Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. No, not guaranteed. Not guaranteed.
Why?
Because the World Series right now is 2-1. And then, so if the
Wait,
Rangers
Thursday
win
there's
tonight,
not a game.
Yeah, Thursday there's not a
So
game.
it'd be, no, we're not guaranteed.
Last night was the only Equinox with NFL.
Yep.
Because, yeah. Damn.
Thursday there's no baseball game, and Sunday there's no baseball game.
Yep. So the Equinox was last night anyways. Went 2 of 4 on my Equinox parlay. Not very good. But let's get into it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. It was Halloween weekend. So Friday we decided that we were going to go to a Halloween party. Didn't have any costumes, so about 4:30 we went to the store. We were going to go to Spirit Halloween, and there was a line outside of Spirit Halloween down the block, which I've never seen in my entire life.
Wow.
So we decided that we were just going to do a DIY costume. So Paige and I ended up going as Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable, for anybody who has watched that cartoon. It was perfect because Paige is a redhead and Kim Possible is a redhead. Only difference, Ron Stoppable is a blonde. I am not a blonde, but we pull off the outfit. It was pretty cheap. I think we spent $40-$50 on the costume for both of us combined. Went to the party. Party was fun. They had free Jello shots, some candy, the whole 9 yards. They gave out everything. Saturday, we were debating whether or not we were going to go out again. Weather was just shitty, though, and everybody wanted to go to Beale Street, and we just kind of weren't feeling Beale Street. So decided to stay in Saturday night, watch some football, watch the Wisconsin-Ohio State game. And then Sunday, we did the usual Sunday, and Jake got to witness it this week, which is pretty cool. I don't know. It was a good weekend. Fun, exciting weekend for myself planned for this weekend. So looking forward to that. How was your weekend?
Mine was good. Friday. Oh, Lord, Friday. What did I do? I always do this, dude. I think about it during the day while I'm at work, and I'm like, okay, my weekend recap. And then I just blank. Friday, what did I do? Oh, went to my parents. Went to my parents, helped with some stuff over there. I've been over there a lot lately. Came home. I don't think I did anything Friday. No. Did I do anything Friday? Oh, God. Well, Sid, if you're listening, I'm sorry if we did something Friday and I forgot. But I know that Saturday...
Well, Friday you asked if I wanted a game, so I'm assuming you didn't do anything.
There you go. We didn't do shit Friday. Good. Never mind, Sid. I take it back. So Friday night, though, Sid and I, last second, are trying to figure out our Halloween costume. I do remember this. And because we were going to a party on Saturday. And I had mentioned doing Jake from State Farm and Flo from Progressive, which was... very good. Thought it would have been hilarious. So last second, Sid went to Spirit Halloween or whatever to look for the Flo costume. Couldn't find it. So she was like, should I just get something? So she found one that was soap and a loofah. And I was like, that's hilarious. Let's do that. So she's like, great. She buys it. She gets home. She tries on the loofah. Hated it. And I was like, uh-oh. So Spirit Halloween, if you didn't know, has a certain policy that after a certain date, you can't do returns, and then after another date, you can't do exchanges either. So Sid was like, I'll just sleep on it. I'll probably just wear it, whatever. Because it wasn't cheap. Halloween costumes are pretty pricey, actually.
Yeah,
and then Saturday, we went to a baby shower. And then while we were at the baby shower, I can't remember, did I do anything in the morning before the baby shower? I think I did, but it doesn't matter. baby shower, and then on the way home, I'm like, look, I know you don't want to wear that loofah. Let's just, like, figure something out that we can do. So Sid came up with her own outfit. She was a schoolgirl, and then I went with the old construction worker, which was very easy because I had all my stuff from when I worked construction for a little bit. So I went to that party Saturday night, had a good time, and then Sunday just kind of chilled out in the morning, and then football all day. Did I even really do anything Sunday? Oh, yeah, Sunday I went grocery shopping, I think. Yeah, Sunday I went grocery shopping. Oh, and I talked to you. I got to witness the grocery pickup over the phone. That was awesome. And then, yeah, just watched football. I've got a new thing going, Frankie. I call it Crockpot Sundays. Have I talked about this yet?
No. Is it
so
kind of similar to my soup Sundays?
Oh, is that what you did? I was talking to Sid, and I couldn't remember. So you just make a soup every Sunday or what?
Yeah. This week we didn't do it on Sunday. We did it yesterday on Monday because the weather was pretty shitty yesterday. So
gotcha.
Perfect.
Well,
soup
I
day.
made a soup on Sunday, but I've just been looking up crock pot meals, and then on Sunday I throw all the shit in the crock pot, throw it on high for like 4 hours or low for 6, whatever they say, and then by dinner time it's ready. It's the best fucking thing in the world.
Yep.
And then all I have to do is like make some breakfast sandwiches for the week or whatever. But
Question.
That's my new thing. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Olive Garden and had their chicken and gnocchi soup?
No, I've never had gnocchi. I didn't even know it was a thing until like last year.
It's delicious, and we made that a couple weeks ago. I have the recipe. You have to try it. It's fucking awesome.
Maybe you can shoot me that, and I'll do that on... Can you make it in a crock pot?
Yeah, we didn't, but you could.
All right, I'll probably do that. Send me that. Maybe I'll make that this week and give you a review next week.
Okay.
Anything else on Sunday? No, that's it, I think. I have almost hit some ridiculous NBA parlays, and I've got a gripe now. I could add them all to the do not bet list. I mean, I've been 2 points off. I was 1 rebound off, and then I was a 3 off. I was just telling you about it. So that's
quick question. I don't know if you saw this. I didn't see this until I was literally just scrolling through Twitter. Did you see that James Harden was traded?
I did see that.
Yeah, 14 hours ago.
Yeah, it was last night at like 1 or 2,
Yeah, like 1 a.m.
Yep.
And it was actually a huge trade. How did I
Now,
not see this until now?
I don't know. I saw this morning when I was at work, Schefter tweeted, and I have his notifications on, and he said, in case you missed it last night or whatever, and I was like, holy shit. They weren't even like, I watch SportsCenter every day at lunch. They didn't even talk about it. It was all, they talked all football. And
well, I mean, at this point, everyone just expects James Harden to get traded.
Yeah, just have an average year and then get traded. That was my next question was, do you think he actually improves that team? Because he went to the Clippers, for anybody that didn't see.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to think he does. It's just how long he's going to last there.
That's the thing is that you've got Kawhi and Paul George, obviously, 2 very good basketball players. Yeah. But Harden's good, but it's like you never know when that guy's going to go hit a strip club and then be like, I'm not playing. Like it's flip of a dime if he's going to show up every day.
Yeah.
So it was a good trade for the Clippers, I think. I think it was a good trade for the Sixers. They knew he wasn't going to play, and they got 2 firsts out of it and a good old bundle of players. So, excuse me.
PJ Tucker went too? Jesus.
Yeah, it was a big trade. All right, locks and long shots? Locks and long shots.
Yeah.
48, 39, and 1, still above 500. Love that. Still open. Wisconsin, there's still a chance. They just need to win out. Last week we had the Vikings -1. Great call there from me. That game was never really a sweat. Kirk Cousins did end up going down. We'll talk about that later, so that sucks for the Vikings. But they won. We're good there. This week I've got 2 plays. I wanted to do an NFL and college football. I think I'm going to do that every week from here on out. So for NFL, we're going Bengals -2.5. They're taking on the Bills Sunday night at home. They just looked awesome last week. Burrow's calf looks like it's 100%. Jamar Chase is cooking, and the Bills have looked mediocre. So this is just the classic, like, first month or 2 that we got into betting. It was just kind of like who's playing good and who's looking bad. So that's all it is. Bengals by a field goal? I think so. At home? Yeah. And then for college football, we're going Notre Dame -3 against Clemson. They're on the road, which is tough. But Clemson just lost to NC State, right?
Yeah, I believe that's
so. I think Sam Hartman's a better quarterback than Cade Klubnik or whatever the fuck his name is. Clemson's falling apart. They're 4-4. Dabo Sweeney wanted to swing on a reporter on Saturday. They're a dumpster fire. Notre Dame's fighting to go. What do they have? 2 losses now. They're fighting to go 10-2, make one of the New Year's bowls. So give me Notre Dame here by a field goal. We'll take the push if they win by 3. That's fine. And then long shots. We've gone kind of cold here. We're trying to come back here. Actually, this is the first week where I love my long shot. Usually it's just looking at plus odds and I'm like, that could hit. But this week, no research went into it, but this is just common sense right here. So anyway, before I get ahead of myself here, Gibbs Offensive Rookie of the Year, that is now very open. A couple weeks ago, I re-upped because I actually physically bet this. I got it at plus 1,000, and then a couple weeks ago I was talking to you because we've been saying your Bijan looks good, but he actually has worse odds than Gibbs now. I grabbed Bijan at plus 1,500, and I grabbed Gibbs at plus 2,500 2 weeks ago.
Well, and it's also dumb-brained on us that we completely forgot about C.J. Stroud.
Yes, and Puka, who's also above both of them. So, but here's the reason I'm throwing an eyeballs emoji on Gibbs Offensive Rookie of the Year. He last night exploded against the Raiders. He looked phenomenal. He's looked good every game. We just weren't using him. And with Montgomery banged up, I think the Lions are going to be a little bit more cautious with Montgomery so he can play the whole season. And I think Gibbs is going to get some work. And he's catching balls. He's getting in space. The line looks good. So I think right now he's back at plus 1,200. So I just wanted to mention that looks really good. And your Bijan no longer looks good. But there's always a shot. So Stroud also did not look good on Sunday. And Puka just maybe lost Stafford for a little bit. So Who knows? If Gibbs keeps putting up production, you never know. So last week, anyways, we had Steelers money line. They lost. Pickett got hurt. That game was within reach the whole time. Jacksonville never really ran away with it, and then Pickett got hurt. So we're 28-49-1 on the long shots. Don't know if I said that yet. But this week, the play that I love. So this line opened up at plus 290, and it's already down to plus 200 because people are absolutely hammering it. That line is Hopkins anytime touchdown. Last week, he had 3 touchdowns. Will Levis is now starting in Tennessee. Not sure if that will last when Tannehill comes back, but he's playing again this week. Thursday night against the Steelers. Steelers defense is banged up. Hopkins anytime touchdown, plus 200. That's my long shot this week. It's the first long shot in a long time that I have loved. So we're going to ride with that.
All right.
Your locks and long shots.
All right. So for my locks, I also have Wisconsin over 8.5. Like Jake said, all we need is for them to win out. Schedule looks pretty easy, so I'm not super worried about it. As long as they play some decent football and don't have any major injuries. Last week I had Bucks minus 5.5 against the Sixers. They ended up winning by 1. Sixers banked in a 3 at the end, which didn't help us, but for other people it might have. Then I had Wisconsin, Ohio State over 43.5. That became a Big Ten Classic punt fest, and there was a lot of turnovers. That lost. And then I did have the Bucks plus 8.5 on Thursday night to stick with the Thursday night dogs covering trend. That won, so I'm 30, 54-2 on locks. It is bad, I know. This week, though, we are adding Dolphins plus 2.5. Germany game. Pat Mahomes just had the flu. It's a lot of change for Mahomes. Dolphins have continued to look good. Chiefs haven't looked spectacular. I think this travel makes this a tight game and maybe not the explosive game that we're all hoping for. So I'm going to stick with the Dolphins there, keeping it close, possibly winning. And then I'm going Seahawks-Ravens over 43. Ravens just allowed 24 points to the Cardinals, which is not good. A lot of
it was late, though. A lot of it was late.
Yeah, okay, but now you get the Seahawks, who have a far better offense, and I would say a slightly better defense than the Cardinals. So I'm expecting the Seahawks to at least put up 21 or so. If the Seahawks put up 21, the Ravens are favored by, I think, 5.5 points. So you figure 26, that hits the over right there, just unexpected totals. And then we're going Rutgers plus 18.5. Listen, Rutgers is 6-1 against the spread this year. Ohio State hasn't really blown anybody out except for the FCS team that they played. And it's a Big Ten game, low total. I mean, yeah, OSU is probably going to win, but I don't think this is going to be a 3-score game. So I'll take Rutgers to keep it closer than 18 points. Fine by me. Longshots. Packers win the North. Looks horrible. Bijan, Rookie of the Year, like we talked about, doesn't look great. Last week, Wisconsin money line. Loss. Wisconsin parlay, I think it was Wisconsin plus 20 in the Packers money line. Packers lost, so that parlay lost. And then we had Desmond Bain over 3.5 3-pointers made last Wednesday when I was at the game. That did hit. It was electric. I think he hit 4 in the first half, correct?
Yeah, yep. It was a
4 in the
quick hit.
first half, and then I don't think he hit. I think he might have hit 1 in the second half. But either way, we cashed 14 and 63. It's just disgusting. This week, though, it's got to flip around eventually. So why not this week? Titans money line on Thursday night. Kind of sticking with the Thursday night dogs here. I'm expecting Mitch Trubisky to start for the Steelers, which is disgusting. Will Levis looked fucking awesome. A little bit worried that there might be a bad game from Levis just because it came out so good the first game. But regardless, I'll ride with the Titans on Thursday. And then we're going to take Kansas State money line against Texas in Texas on Saturday. It is bold. But Kansas State has been playing some sneaky football. And, yeah, Texas has looked good, and it's in Texas. But I needed something. And I believe Kansas State has actually been really good against the spread. I'm checking real quick. They have been... am I going to get this quick enough?
We're waiting.
I can't find it. But I'm pretty sure Kansas State has been pretty good against the spread. Texas has been okay, but not amazing. So
this one's weird to me because you're usually a pretty big Texas dick rider.
I am.
And they're fighting, they're
honestly
fighting for a playoff game. Their only loss is Bama.
Oh, I found it. Shit, now I lost it again.
Oh my God! All right, we're moving on.
Oh, Kansas State 5-2 against the spread. Texas is 4-4.
You're taking money line though, not spread.
No, I know.
So that's irrelevant.
No, I'm saying if they can cover a 4-point spread, there's a decent chance that they can win.
All right. Well, moving on. MLB quickly. The World Series is ongoing. Next week we will probably have the final recap with a winner. I hope not. I want to see 7 games because the first 3, in my opinion, well, 2 of the first 3, in my opinion, were boring. Game 1, you had Seager, 2-run bomb in the 9th to tie it. That was fucking awesome. Rangers ended up winning it in extras with an Adolai walk-off bomb. But then Game 2 was 9-1 D-backs, and then last night's game was just never really out of control for the Rangers. It was 3-1. So I don't know if any World Series is really boring, but so far we only had 1 good game. The rest have been kind of meh. So hopefully that heats up a bit. And then obviously D-backs got to the World Series. They won Game 7 against the Phillies. We hadn't talked about that last week. The Phillies batch just went cold, man. Trey Turner and Bryce Harper back-to-back outs to lose it.
Well, and it was like their top 3 highest paid players were like 3 for 26 or something like that over the last 3 games. You just can't have that.
No, you can't go cold like that in Red October. However, good cash out by Jake. Good cash out.
Yep.
I was looking at a loss and I turned it into a win. So that was a good cash out. Yeah.
With the Rangers injuries, Scherzer and I don't know how long Garcia is going to be injured, but he did hurt his oblique yesterday. Would you think about taking the D-backs winning this series?
Yeah, I absolutely would. I think the D-backs are fun.
Because I feel like everybody like coming into this series was just like, yeah, the Rangers are going to wipe the floor with them. And now the D-backs have kind of caught a lucky break here, and Rangers have lost one of their best players and one of their top 2 pitchers, I would say.
Yeah, what can you get them at right now? And the Rangers are doing a bullpen game tonight, aren't they?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked.
Because it was supposed to be John Gray, but he came in last night and pitched.
Andrew Heaney is starting. And,
maybe it's the D-backs doing a bullpen game.
Yeah, D-backs are. Joe Mansply is starting.
That went well for them in their last bullpen game against the Phillies, though. So
I will say tonight's game is probably going to be pretty gross.
What are the odds on taking the D-backs right now? Let's see. You get them at plus 240.
Looking.
I would absolutely sprinkle on that. I'm not going to, but
plus 250 on FanDuel.
If I would, yeah, I would. I definitely would. While I'm looking at it, don't look if you can avoid it, but what do you think the Tigers' odds are to win the World Series next year, if you had to guess? I guess guess a number, but then also what the favorites, the Braves at plus 650.
Okay,
but
so I'll go.
Guess the odds, but then also guess like, oh, they are the 10th best odds. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're not 10th best, but that's just an example.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with let's go plus 2,100.
Okay.
And they're probably like 16th.
Okay. Close on the 16th. They have the 20th best odds at plus 5,000.
Oh.
Yep. I honestly, like, when I was looking at the teams, I saw... But then when you think about it, I guess you can get D-backs plus 2,000 for next year. Imagine they make some moves in the offseason. Not going to. That's way too long of a future for me. I don't have the patience for that. But I would have thought the Tigers would have been probably plus 3,000, plus 3,500. So, in my opinion, there's value there. But I'm not going to bet it because they're obviously not going to win it next year. But
yeah, it's
like, why do you even offer lines for those teams? I mean, thinking about it though,
because they know people will bet it.
That 100%. That's why. But as a person, why are you betting those? You know the Tigers are not going to win the World Series next year.
Yeah, but all it takes is them to go out and spend a shit ton of money in the offseason.
That's
or
true.
Them to hit a lucky streak just like the D-backs.
That's the thing, is that the D-backs preseason were probably up there. I know the Rangers, I think, were 40 to 1.
I was going to say, like, if you look at the Rangers were probably super high odds preseason. They went out and spent a shit ton of money, and boom, here they are.
Yeah, so I guess that's still, though, man. I mean, Rangers D-backs. Somebody had that ticket. Did you see that? Somebody has an exact Rangers to win D-backs second place. Pays out like, I think it was like $80K, and then he just hedged for a guaranteed
both.
$50K. Huh?
I think somebody had both. They had both sides.
Both exactas?
D-backs over Rangers and Rangers over D-backs, and they bet it in like July.
The guy that I just saw, he had it preseason at $280K, and then he hedged late in the season to make a guaranteed $50, which is phenomenal. And
I mean, if you're putting $200 on a future like that.
Wait, no, I take it back. He didn't hedge at the end of the season because he wouldn't have known the D-backs were going to make it. He hedged before Game 1 when the D-backs were plus 147 for a guaranteed $50K. That's what it was. There we go. That makes sense. Which is, like, if you get some shit like that, you have to hedge that. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's no way you want to sweat that out. Why not sit back and just enjoy the World Series and say, yep, I'm making $50K on this. I don't care what happens. Like, the only way to stop it is a world war.
Yes, agreed.
Like, that's phenomenal. So, shout out to that guy. Any other baseball, or shall we move on?
Craig Counsell is talking to a bunch of teams, which means he is not going to step away. That's about it.
Who's the who did I just see he was talking to?
The Mets and the Guardians.
I saw the Guardians. That's what it was. Don't bring him to the AL Central. Fuck that guy.
I guess his biggest thing is that he wants to, like, not set a record for managerial, like, salary. Like, there was something about it. Basically, like, wants to improve managers' salaries. So he's looking for, like, a big deal.
Does he deserve that, though?
I mean, he took
honestly,
the Brewers to the playoffs like 9 of the last
true.
10 years or whatever.
And he hasn't really ever had a star-studded lineup.
No.
So something's going right with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He just can't
All right.
manage in the playoffs, but
That's true. Once they get to the playoffs, he's... college football then? Yeah?
yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about this for a little bit just because you have to. Each day, the Michigan cheating scandal is looking worse and worse for Michigan. But the crazy part to me is that there's still... I guess today just kind of came out. There might have been something. But until today, there hadn't been any good video or picture evidence of this happening. And people said there was so much. All they had was the tickets and, like, he said, she said, and, like, people claimed that we paid them to go to games and shit. But now today it comes out there is a very likely picture of Connor Stallions in CMU gear for the MSU CMU game this year. Did you see that picture?
No, but I saw the report about it.
So the thing is that as this goes on, I might go back and listen to our podcast just to see what I said at first. I was probably like, this is bullshit. We don't care. It's gotten worse. Harbaugh's salary was Harbaugh's new contract was rescinded. Am I saying that right? Rescinded.
I don't.
Resigned.
I think.
They took away his new contract, but he came out and said that's not true. Like, it's just my fear is that this is going to be a distraction now because I want Michigan to just win because nothing's going to happen until the end of the season. You know, the Big Ten said, oh, we might, keep them out of the Big Ten championship, and then the College Football Playoff Committee said that if the Big Ten holds them out of the championship, they won't have them in the playoff. That would piss me the fuck off.
Well,
did you see that story?
No, I did not. The thing with the salary is he's already under contract for 5 years, like 5 more years. So it was just an extension, was all it was.
Right. But
and
that's
like
why,
they don't want to do an extension until everything's like figured out.
No. They had already agreed on the extension, and then reportedly said, "Yep, this isn't happening anymore." But then Harbaugh said that's not true. So. It's just fucking messy, dude. And this is not something you need during a season where you are fucking cruising, smashing teams. My other thing is, if it's true, if he was at that Central MSU game, why the fuck are we scouting MSU? They are ass. Yeah. We don't need to scout them. I get the whole, like, he was going to SEC championship games and he went and saw Penn State or whatever. Like, those are the good teams. But why would we scout MSU? That's what makes it hard to believe. Like, we are so much better than MSU.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. This guy is something else.
Connor Stallions?
Yeah.
Awesome name, by the way.
It's okay.
Last name Stallions is fucking sweet.
That's
Probably
I
was
guess
called
that's
the Italian
cool.
Stallion growing up. That's fucking dope.
If he's Italian.
You never know. Yeah, I don't have anything else there. Just pretty much that every day it's getting worse, and like it still holds what I said last week that if Michigan wins it this year, it's gonna get taken away, and it's obviously tainted no matter what. But I can see a lot of also similarities to Pete Carroll. In his last year, USC won the national championship. Bush won the Heisman, and all this stuff came out during the year about how they were maybe paying people. And then Carroll said, "Zoop, see ya," went to the NFL, had a great career. So, I mean, just imagine Michigan wins it, maybe JJ wins the Heisman, and then Harbaugh says, "Yep, I'm out of here, I'm going to the NFL." Like, just fucking shitty. And then Michigan's going to suck again for the next.
Wasn't there some report about no NFL teams would take him if the scandal comes out to be true?
I saw that, but is that necessarily true? It's Jim Harbaugh. You know he's a great coach. He's not going to – obviously, if he's caught, he's not going to cheat in the NFL again. But –
yeah, I guess.
Like, a lot of the stuff I see, too, it's like, is this even really illegal? Like, it seems like it's a lot of gray area stuff. And it's like, maybe we'll get away with it. But I don't know. I just hope Michigan keeps winning. They're fun to watch. They are one of the top 2 teams of college football. So keep playing, keep winning. We'll see what happens later the season. Wisconsin OSU Saturday night was one of the better games of the day, even though it was a slop fest. I was watching it at that Halloween party. We both had Wisconsin money line, which I think we both knew in the back of our heads probably wasn't really going to happen. But in the first half, I was feeling good, actually. Yeah,
I mean, the first half they at least kept it somewhat close. It was 10-3. It should have been, I believe there was a turnover in the red zone for Wisconsin. It should have been at least 10-7. At half, Wisconsin just could not get anything going in the red zone. Fumbled a couple times. It was costly. Scored start the third quarter, though, and tied it up 10-10. I thought there was a for real chance that we were going to make a nice second half comeback. And then the defense just couldn't really stop anything, and Braylon Allen got hurt and didn't play the second half, so there was really no run game. And they just fell apart in the second half. We at least covered the spread. Good teams win, great teams cover. But at what cost, Looking, I don't know how bad Braylon Allen's injury was. I know it was an ankle injury. Braden Locke didn't look great. Also, it was OSU's defense, so it's whatever there. But I don't know. We'll see.
Need them to win out, like you said earlier. Easy schedule. I think the biggest story from this game is how ass OSU is.
They're not.
I do not think Wisconsin is a good team. Their defense is definitely not as good as Ohio State made them look. And I'm not afraid of Ohio State. And I'm going to jump quick as well to Penn State. They squeaked past Indiana at home. Michigan had Indiana at home as well, blew them out. And this just like Michigan's the team to beat this year because Penn State just looked bad. Ohio State just looked bad. Ohio State has looked good at times, but it's like we kept saying earlier too, like, oh, these teams will heat up and they're going to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. Usually at this point of the year, those teams are winning their games, and it's like, fine. But Penn State just barely beat Indiana. Like, Indiana was in that fucking game.
If we look at the AP top 25, Georgia, yes, they're good, but they're not the same Georgia that they have been.
They're not as scary.
Yep. You got Michigan, you got Ohio State, Florida State, good, but we don't really know much about them.
Florida State also had that start I was just describing. They started slow, a couple close wins, Boston College, and I forget their other one, but now they're kind of blowing teams out.
LSU,
there you go.
And then you got Washington and Oregon at
frauds,
5 and 6.
College football playoff rankings
sure.
Tonight. I forgot about that.
And then Texas and Bama at 7 and 8. Texas is good, but they don't have a starting quarterback. Bama's
weird. They're weird this year. They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you though, this is the year for Michigan to get it done. Like, there is no team that is like, holy fuck. Like, Georgia can be at times. They rolled over Florida, but
you want to summarize the entire football season in a couple sentences right here?
Go ahead.
Your 14 through 25 is Missouri, Louisville, Oregon State, Air Force, Utah, Tennessee, UCLA, Tulane, Kansas, James Madison, USC, and Kansas State.
Yep.
Like the fact that Missouri, Louisville, Air Force,
and Air Force is still
Tulane,
winning.
Kansas, and James Madison are in there.
James Madison is the funny one. Yeah, it's been a weird year, Madison. And it's the playoff. I hope is interesting. Give me some new teams in there. Give me Georgia, Michigan. Let's let Texas sneak in, and then give me Washington. So hopefully Michigan can play them and fucking blow the brakes off of them. No, I don't want Washington actually. Who was at 6?
Oregon.
See, both of those teams are really good offenses. So
that's the thing. When you look at 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9, I don't think you really want to replace Florida State with any of those teams because Washington,
me-
Oregon, Texas, Bama, Penn State.
Give me Michigan, Texas in the first round of college football playoff. Talk about
Ooh.
a nice uniform matchup.
Well, and the ratings you would get with that?
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, it'd be so great. I
Huge
like
fan
Texas. I like
bases.
Texas just for their uniforms. I also love their fight song. And I
love
think
that we
Michigan,
can
Texas
finally
is
say,
fun.
like last year we talked about it a little bit with the whole Texas is back thing. But like this year we can truly say, like, Texas is back.
Well, they lost to Oklahoma, who just lost to Kansas.
Yeah, but Oklahoma was fraudulent, and that was just a big get-up game for Oklahoma.
That's true. That's true. While we're talking about it, Oklahoma lost to Kansas. They didn't look good. They had Kansas defense put on a show. I think they had – I don't know if they had a touchdown, but I know they had at least 2 picks and I think a fumble recovery. Yeah, Kansas looks good.
It was
Especially this is
2
the same
fumbles.
Kansas. 2
Wait,
fumbles.
yeah, Oklahoma had 2 fumbles lost and 1 interception thrown.
There you go. Okay, so the opposite of what I said. But Kansas, man, this is the same Kansas team that 2 or 3 years ago their win total was like over 1.5. And then last year they were ranked for a little while, and now they're ranked again this year.
It's a
And they just
slower, less hyped version of Colorado.
Yeah, it's how Colorado should have been treated.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, just like, wow, Kansas. Like, even last year, the Kansas hype was nowhere near Colorado, and last year was kind of their breakout.
The biggest thing
Deion
with them
effect, though. They
last
didn't
year
have
was
Deion.
just everyone was betting their over win total because there was like it was 2.5, and they were like, "There's no way that they don't win more than 3 games." And
Right.
I think they won like 6 or 7 last year, and now they're 6-2 this year, and they're ranked.
I think before the season, I might have said that Colorado's win total under was a lock. And you were, I'll give you props. You were definitely like, no, they're going to win some games. But I was of the essence, like, Power 5 football is different from HBCU. But I was dead wrong.
I don't know if you ever said the under, but
I think I just said that it wasn't going to be as easy as you were making it sound. But it turns out
Yeah.
it was. So, little callback
yeah,
there.
yes and no.
Every other game was kind of lackluster, man. North Carolina lost again to who'd they play? Georgia Tech.
Yeah, we put
So I
got
to take back my Drake May take. I said, watch out for North Carolina. They're going to be sneaky. They were fun for a while. They just lost again. They're done. And the Pac-12, man, just kind of mid. USC barely won. Washington with a lackluster win. And then what was our other upset? Oh, Arizona over Oregon State. Like I said,
I want
Pac-12
to talk
beating up
about
on each other.
Arizona here for like 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
What is going on over there in Arizona that all of a sudden they like? I think of Arizona as a basketball school, and I don't remember a time where Arizona was like a good football program. And
with,
the
I think
last
with Gronk, they were pretty okay.
Yeah. But looking at like the last 5 weeks, they beat Stanford 21-20, who's shitty. Lost to Washington at home by 7. Lost to USC in overtime by 2. Destroyed Washington State 44-6 and then beat Oregon State 27-24. What the fuck is going on with Arizona?
Yeah, they've come out of nowhere because it feels like they've been just like almost our entire lives bad. You know,
Well,
it
in
was always like,
Arizona
oh,
State's the same way too. They've been playing teams tight the last couple of weeks, and it's like there must be something in the air over there in Arizona. I was gonna say the water, but we know Arizona doesn't have any water in the first place. So
Right. So I just Googled because I was curious. Arizona's best season, they went 12-1 in 1998. Can you think of anyone that might have been on that team?
98, no way.
I can't think of anybody. I'm looking at their roster right now. I don't know any of these names. Couple made it to the NFL. Yeah, I don't know any of these. O-line, no. Defense. They had an A.J. Brown on defense. Yeah, this team only had 7 people make the NFL, and it went 12-1. And they beat Nebraska in the Holiday Bowl. What was What was the score of that game? Wasn't Nebraska really good that year?
I was going to say Nebraska was good.
I'm about to look at their schedule. 98 is the year after Nebraska
Won the Natty,
co-champ
right?
with Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, Nebraska went 9-4, so they took a year off. Finished 19th in the AP. They lost to A&M, lost by 7. Lost to Texas by 4. Lost to Kansas State, who was really good that year. And then Arizona, they lost, and Arizona was ranked 5th in the nation. So, I'm about to look here. Nebraska at the highest point there was ranked number 2. They were ranked number 2 when they lost to A&M. Then they dropped to 8, got back up to 7, lost to Texas, who was unranked. This is fun looking at old schedules like this. Texas had a good year the year. That's a tough schedule for Nebraska. That's back when they were in the Big 12. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Arizona. I can't believe they're like. Are they good? Question mark, or are they just not bad?
I might bet on them this week because I saw. Let me look. They play UCLA in Arizona, and they are 2.5-point dogs.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't tell me. I want to guess the spread. I would have said like 8 though. Fuck.
Well, UCLA 4-4 against the spread. Arizona
So
is 6-1.
You're telling me that Colorado. Oh, it's in Arizona. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because Colorado was on the road this week or last week against UCLA, and they were 14-point dogs. When does Colorado play Arizona? That might be an interesting game to bet on. I guess the question is, do they play?
They do in 2 weeks in Colorado. Oh, yeah, next weekend, the 11th.
I'm seeing that. Oh, yeah, UCLA is favored. All right, so do they have a spread out for that yet? No. In Colorado. That might be a bet on Arizona game.
Yeah, it could be.
No spread yet. Here's the thing, too, is that their offense, if you look at their stats, they're not that good.
No.
Their quarterback has 1,200 yards, 11 tutties, and 3 picks. I guess I'm comparing to Shiloh's or Shadir Sanders, which is probably unfair because they put up a lot of stats. But let's get moving here. We spent entirely too long talking about Arizona. Before we get into
anything
NFL,
else for college.
I don't either. It was kind of a midweek college football, can't lie. So honestly, good though, because I was at a baby shower, so not bad. Before we move on here, I want to talk about my new niche I have. NBA live overs. I am 3 of my last 4. What I like to do is I'll watch the game if there's nothing else on. I only bet NBA if I can't watch like baseball, football, or even like hockey. I'll watch if it's on. But there's times where it's late and I'm just watching NBA, and I watch probably about the second half, see how it's moving, go look at the over-under, and I'm just like, this is going over. And I don't bet an under. Unders are fucking boring. But you only bet the overs, and you just wait. And sometimes you can tell yourself, okay, 215, I would take that. And if you wait a little bit, they slow down, you can get it at like 208. And then, boom, they put up 218. You would have hit both. But, I don't know, just a new niche I have, something to keep in mind. I just wanted to throw it out there. 3 of my last 4, kind of brag a little bit. But hit one last night by 1 point, so that kind of slowed me down a little bit. Like, maybe I'm just getting lucky. But it's kind of fun. I feel like you did that before, didn't you? With college basketball?
Yeah, I would do it with college basketball, but I like doing it more for football because football is more predictable. Like it's your big numbers, 3 and 7.
Exactly.
And basketball, it's like, well, they could just all of a sudden start making a bunch of shots, and then they could just start getting fouls and shooting free throws. So there's a lot that goes into it with basketball.
Basketball, I don't bet if it's not a close. Like if it's not within 10, I'm not betting it because obviously they're probably not going to foul. It'll probably run out clock. So I look at games that are within 10, and it's got to be 2 decent teams. Like last night I did Jazz and Nuggets, and that game was within 10. It got down to 12, but then there was also I was watching on the Gamecast. Excuse me, and there was like a violation, and it just said violation, but the score kept going up. So I was like, oh, whatever, all right. And then it turns out that there was a tech, and then it cashed with like 20 seconds left by 1 point. So that was a little bit of a sweat. NFL, real quick. Lions looked good on Monday. Kind of a weird game though. They kept getting into the red zone, getting stopped, field goals. Goff threw a pick six, which was wild. It was probably the worst throw he's thrown this year. What else? Our red zone play calling was pissing me off, dude. We would get down to the red zone, march. Gibbs rush, throw the ball, Gibbs rush, Laporta, Amon-Ra, getting everybody involved. And then they're like, oh, we're inside the 20. We got to call a crazy reverse to Jameson. And then Max Crosby blows it up. This might have been in the third quarter. I don't remember when this was. But Max Crosby blows it up, 6-yard loss. Then you follow up with like a run with Gibbs on 2nd and 16. Like, what the fuck is that? And then another drive. This play is like, if it worked and we scored, I would not even be complaining. But the play call was a little pitch to Amon-Ra on a reverse. And then he looked up and he was going to throw it to Raymond. But then he ended up just running for like a 2-3 yard loss. And then they show the replay and Raymond's wide open. Why didn't you throw the ball? But I'm not going to sit here and complain. Win's a win. What else about that game I wanted to say? Oh, did you happen to see when Gibbs scored late in the game, he jumped up into the crowd. Did you see that lady pick him up?
No, I saw the lady that was standing next to him, but I didn't see her pick him up.
So the
I'm
lady
gonna be
next
honest
to
with
him,
you. I had the game on, but I wasn't paying a ton of attention to it just because like I didn't think it was that great of a game.
It was just kind of a blah game. There wasn't anything insane. There was no big plays. It was just kind of Lions controlled the fucking game. That's why the score is crazy because they had like I think 450 total yards to the Raiders 150. Jimmy G looked fucking awful. But anyway, so Gibbs scores. He goes up to the wall. The wall's high. It's not Lambeau Leap height. Gibbs jumps up, and this lady legit like picks him up, and then he stands in the crowd, and then she like humped him. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, I did see that part. That was a little weird.
That was the part where I was like, dude, I was like, can you imagine if this was like a women's volleyball game and a girl jumped in the crowd and a guy did that? There's a charge.
Oh yeah.
Not to get all serious, but I was shocked that nothing has happened with that, or that he didn't even really react and be like, what the fuck? But Lions win 6-2, looking nice going into the bye. Didn't make any move today though. They picked up Donovan Peoples-Jones at the deadline, which I'm assuming is to replace the depth from losing Marvin Jones. An upgrade in my opinion. He's younger, but he hasn't been good this year. But he's kind of been phased out because they picked up Elijah Moore. So it'll be interesting to see what we do with him. Now we got so you got JMO, DPJ, and then Reynolds and Amon-Ra. Pretty good receiving core, and Laporta and Gibbs. So like Lions offense great. The defense looked good last night, but it was Jimmy G. He looked fucking horrible. I was really pissed that Adams didn't get traded today. I've got him in fantasy.
There was a lot that I was expecting to get moved, and they didn't.
Yeah, kind of a lackluster day.
Yeah.
There was a couple big ones, though. So there was some defensive linemen moved last night and today. And then the big ones, obviously, were the Commanders. Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second. And then Chase Young to the 49ers for a third. The thing with that is, how pissed are you if you're Sweat? You went from the Commanders, who are bad, but they were, like, competing, to the Bears. And why did the Bears buy? They're awful.
Well, I mean, the Bears know that they're going to have one of the first two picks, maybe both. So it doesn't hurt to
As of
slightly...
right now, they're 3-4.
How does that work? Because the Panthers have the worst record.
Hang on, I'm looking.
Wouldn't they? Oh, wait, the Cardinals have the number one, so the Panthers would be 2.
Well, the Cardinals are 1-7. The Panthers had a bye week, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is for that. Huh?
The Panthers won this week.
Yeah, I know, but they only have they've played one less game, so the Cardinals based on percentage are saying. 1.
Yeah.
And then, maybe it was. Yeah, so the Panthers are 2. I heard on something they were 3-4, but I think that's wrong. So Panthers are 2 right now, and then the Bears are 4. So So who's 3?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Cardinals 1, Panthers 2, but it's the Bears. Bears are 3, and then the Patriots are 4. So that's what that was. Golly, I'm so shook right now because that was wrong. What the fuck were we talking about?
Just the trade deadline and who was moved.
Oh, yeah. So Chase Young, though. Also, is it shocking that Sweat got more than Chase Young, or is it because Chase Young's always injured?
I don't know what the contracts look like either.
That's true.
Like who's got more left? Sweat was drafted after Chase.
Yeah.
So he'd have more on his rookie deal yet.
So that might make sense why he got a little bit more.
Yeah.
I also wonder, for the Bears, though, that was a bad move. I don't get that one. I guess maybe it's like it's a good defensive player and your defensive line has been horrible, but you are so far off. Why are you buying? You should be. They have a lot of cap, though. I saw they're going to have the most cap this offseason.
Yeah.
So it's like, will they make the right moves, though? We'll see.
Gotta trust the new management.
Soon, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
The other big news, obviously, Cousins done for the year, tore his Achilles, and the Vikings traded for Josh Dobbs from Arizona. That was kind of out of fucking nowhere. I saw so much, dude. I saw they were going to call Tom Brady. I saw they were going to hit up
Jameis.
Jameis, and then I saw they were making calls to Roethlisberger. Some of that might have been fake, and I assume it is. I think the Brady was fake. The Roethlisberger, I wouldn't have been shocked, though. He's 41, and that's such a Big Ben thing to do, is to come back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's pretty much, it's Cousins, but less mobile.
Yes.
Now, Cousins was having a good fucking year, though. He was looking good. Yep. So that sucks for the Vikings, but it just made things easier for the Lions. At this point, if they don't win the division, I'm going to be absolutely fucking livid because they're 6-2. I think they got a 3-game lead. Or no, the Vikings are 500. They're 4-4. So they got a 2-game lead, and the Vikings just lost their quarterback. They got to play it back up the rest of the year. So I'll be pissed if we don't win the division. But anything else?
To lose now.
Should we just get it? Yeah, it's been that way for a little bit. Vikings kind of turned it around, but with Cousins hurt, it's our division to lose. So, do you want to get into Paige's picks and talk about the games?
Quick thing about the trade deadline. The Packers traded Russell Douglas, and I don't know if you knew this, but he was a former practice squad player that we took from the Cardinals. So, granted, he's been really good with us, so I hate that we traded him, but we got a third for him. We turned a practice squad player into a third, which is nice.
Pretty good.
Just kind of a signal that we are giving up on the year, because that was probably one of our better healthy defensive players currently. Yeah, it's bittersweet, but we got to do something because we are not good right now, and at this point I'd rather build for the future. So
do you think if Levis would have came in, so we'll talk about this during Paige's picks, but do you think if Levis would have came in and sucked and Hopkins played bad, do you think they would have traded him? Or do you think his 3-touchdown game kept him in Tennessee?
I don't know. Honestly, I think they probably... I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, it's a tough answer. I think they would have tried to trade him if he didn't have 3 touchdowns, or at least like listen to offers. But I think today, if they got an offer, they probably hung up.
Yeah, probably.
Because Levis did look good. He's got an arm. I don't know why they waited so long. Like I think he's gonna be fun to watch. And he's on his revenge arc. His girlfriend broke up with him like when he went second round when he fell. So he's on his revenge arc. All right, Paige's picks. So last week, Paige went 11-5, real nice week, and then Austin and I went 10-6, pretty good week for everybody. Austin still got that 2-game lead in first, and then Paige is 7 back of first, 5 back of second. First game, Titans Steelers. So we just talked about it. Levis was awesome in his first career start. Hopkins woke up, had a bunch of yards, 3 touchdowns, beat the Falcons. The Falcons though, they started Heineke, and he looked all right.
No, they started Ritter.
They started Ritter, yeah,
but he got
replaced
hurt. And
They said he got hurt. They said concussion protocol, but he was sitting on the sideline in his helmet. Which
it was the same thing as what happened to Deshaun 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to disagree here. They said concussion protocol, but then he had his helmet on the sidelines. And if you're hurt, if you have concussion protocol, you don't put your helmet on. You're done. I think he got pushed.
Well, no, they said he went to the concussion protocol and cleared it, but they kept him out just to be safe, which is what happened with Deshaun 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no. I think it's Heineke's season over there in Atlanta. And I think he'll help him win some games. Ritter sucks. Yeah. All that dude does is fumble. And then the Steelers, like I said earlier, they didn't look good against the Jags, and Pickett got hurt. So what's Paige got?
So Paige does not have any reasonings. We did this late last night, so she just picked teams. She's taking the Titans this week. I am also going to take the Titans. They are my long shot this week.
I've got the Titans as well. I've got Hopkins in fantasy. I'm very thankful for Will Levis, even though I lost. But it's Will Levis season. Give me the Titans. Dolphins, Chiefs. Let's start with the Chiefs because, wow. Chiefs lose to the Broncos. This game was not what anybody expected. There was supposed to be fucking 10 inches of snow. There was none. There was snow, though. Did you see the video of the bleachers?
Yeah, where the lady was like, it's nice that the field looks like this, but can somebody tell me why my seat looks like this? And
exactly.
Like the snow is up to the back of the seat in front of her.
Yep. And then it came out, was that Saturday or Sunday? It came out Mahomes had the flu.
I think it came out Saturday night.
Yeah, so Mahomes had the flu, and honestly, he didn't look good. Broncos, obviously, a very bad team, and the Chiefs lost. So I don't
think the Broncos are that bad. I mean, good teams lose to the Broncos.
Oh, I see what you did there. I was wondering for a second, but I see what you did. No, good teams do not lose to the Broncos.
I mean, the Packers.
I guess you can't argue the Chiefs.
Packers are in the same sentence as the Chiefs right now. Both lost to the Broncos.
I can't argue with that. I have no comeback for that. Dolphins handled the Patriots. The game was a little bit competitive first half, though, but then the Dolphins just kind of took care of business. They covered the 8-point spread. Anything there?
No. Jalen Waddle's looking good again, and the Waddle-Hill combo is back to being absolutely unstoppable. When Achane gets back, this offense is just going to be so fun again.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Tyreek Hill, not fair. He's going to break the single-season receiving record if he stays healthy, and he's just crazy.
Paige, he's the first player to hit 1,000 yards in the first 8 games or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paige's pick, even though I think it's obvious,
has the Dolphins.
There you go.
Yeah, I also have the Dolphins. I just look at this game, and I think part of the reason the Chiefs are favored is just because of what they have done the last few years. And I can't look at the Dolphins and just ignore what their offense is. So,
yep. This game was a toss-up for me, but I think the Chiefs are going to be fucking pissed after the Denver loss, and I think they're going to come out hot. I'll take the Chiefs here.
Have we had a Germany game before, or is this the first Germany game?
Yeah, Tom Brady played in Germany last year. I remember that.
Oh. I couldn't remember for sure, but
I think this is super late in the season though. But I know that they did do one last year. It was Bucks and Rams, maybe? No, that's wrong. I don't remember what it was. Rams and Packers. Rams looked horrible. Matthew Stafford got hurt. Cowboys absolutely rolled them. That game was over, I think, in the first quarter. And then I'll let you talk about your Packers.
Yeah. Once again, I don't place all of the blame on Jordan Love this week. I will say the defense was better. I don't want to say it was good, but it wasn't bad. They were better. I don't know. I mean, freaking A.J. Dillon leading the team in targets again, I think. No, he was not leading the team in targets, but he did have...
receiving yards.
No, actually, he was second in receiving yards. Jaden Reed led the team in receiving yards, which is nice to see. I don't understand. I just don't get every week why we keep going back to A.J. Dillon as much as we do. Maybe they're trying to slow roll Jones into this just so that we can at least have him healthy for the rest of the year and they know we're not going anywhere. I don't really know. Watson kind of pissed me off a little bit this week. He is kind of getting diva-y as a guy who is not a standout wide receiver one yet. And like, I get it. There are some calls, but also you're not a guy that's going to make a difference to the officials yet. So I think he needs to kind of chill there. A lot of drops, which was very frustrating. There was one drive where we were starting at like I think it was a kick for a touchback. So we were starting at the 25. And first pass was dropped by Aaron Jones, which doesn't happen a lot. And then the next pass was a pass right over the middle, dropped by Musgrave. I saw a video. I think there was like 6 really, really bad drops. One of them came at the 2-yard line on a third down. That hurt. I don't know. We don't have a wide receiver right now. We don't have a pass catcher right now that just like stands out as like he's the guy, which is really annoying because we're not going to get. I shouldn't say this. We're probably not going to get the number 1 pick to be able to get Marvin Harrison. And even if we did have the number 1 overall pick, I'm not sure that our front office would even take an offensive player in the first round because we don't like to do that.
For sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. This one hurt more than the Broncos one, just because.
Really?
Like, yeah, like the Broncos, it was Aaron Jones is back, but like he's not going to play the full game. And we did look bad, but like
yeah, but the Vikings are a much better team than the Broncos.
I don't know. It's just frustrating at this point. I really don't know how to feel anymore. Like I come into the week excited for the games, and then we get to Sunday, and it's just like, are we gonna do something this week, or are we just gonna do what we've done the last couple of weeks? And
let me teach you
every week
here.
It seems to be the same thing.
I went through so many bad Lions seasons that I can give you some very good advice here. You need to, 1, not ever think again that you can win a game unless you play a team like the Cardinals or the
I don't even know if we
Panthers.
beat the Cardinals.
That's fair. Then just like you need to adjust because obviously you're very used to the success. Had Rodgers, Favre your whole entire life. I've had nothing. So you need to go into every game thinking you're going to lose, right? And then also switch your mentality to if we lose, it's okay because we improved our draft pick. That's a big one. And then the third
The problem is we can't draft.
Yes, okay, maybe you can't. Well, see, but the Lions couldn't either, and then we still hit a couple times. Like, the Lions got Stafford and Johnson, but they also took guys like Nick Fairley and Jeff Okudah. Like, so everybody misses, but
I don't know. Like, I'm not out on, like, Watson and Dobbs, and I'm not even out on Love yet, and I think Musgrave is still good. Yeah, Reed looks good. So, like, I guess we've hit a few, but, like...
I hate
it's
to
nothing
say this.
that's, like...
It's your quarterback, dude.
Awesome.
It's your quarterback.
No.
Yes. There was a lot of bad drops, but Jordan Love just does... First of all, he doesn't look like a great quarterback. And this comes back to...
Yeah, but I don't think the coaching is helping that at all.
That's true. Taking quarterbacks out of, like, no-name universities never works out. You've got Jordan
Josh
Love
Allen
from Utah
say
State.
Otherwise.
Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase. Rarely works out. You've got Trey Lance, North Dakota State, bad. Carson Wentz had one good year, then fell off the face of the earth. Jordan Love currently does not look like he's going to do anything. And there was one more that I was going to add to the repertoire. I guess, no, you can't really use that. I was going to say Jimmy G, but he did have some good years. He's kind of been a serviceable guy. I'm just, like, Jordan Love isn't going to win you a game, and he's now losing you games because he makes some bad decisions. But also, you have to defend the guy. There was a shitload of bad drops. Bad drops.
Do you want to know what pissed me off the most about this game?
The missed interference that ruined your cover on the live 7.5?
That was bad, yes. But no, there were, I think, 2 or 3 third or fourth downs, and they were like 3rd and 15, 16, 4th and 15, 16. And both times Love left the pocket to try and scramble for the first down.
Yeah, I saw the one
like,
on
sir,
bad.
I don't care if you are, actually, I won't say Lamar Jackson. I was going to say Lamar Jackson. You're probably not getting that. But, like, 15, 16 yards is a long way for anyone.
That's one thing, though, where he will adjust. Like, hopefully you're not in those situations, first of all, because that means you're losing by a lot. But eventually he'll get it and say, I just got to throw this up and hope for the best if I don't have anything, because you're not going to run. The defense is going to close in. Like, that 4th and, I think it was 16, was just garbage.
Yeah.
He almost got it, though. He was only like 3 yards short.
I don't know. It's just, like, I still have
There's your
high hopes for Love.
Everybody.
Yep. I still have high hopes for Love. Like, let's put it this way. If you say all 6 of those catches, or all 6 of those drops are catches, he went 30 for 41 for probably closer to 275 yards. Like, that's not a bad game.
Yeah. It's true. Jordan Love, I think he's a bad quarterback, but when you look at strictly stats, maybe he's a good quarterback. But in terms of, like, having confidence in a quarterback, I just don't think I could look at that guy and be like, this guy can win us some games. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, and it also doesn't help that
I think it's literally just his height, actually. He's short.
He's not that short.
He's
not 6'4".
He's not my kind of quarterback height. Then why does he look so small if he's 6'4"?
I don't know. But, I mean, last point, it also doesn't help that he doesn't have an O-line, because now...
Or a defense.
But the O-line is a big thing because he doesn't get to get comfortable in the pocket ever.
Right.
So he's always thinking, like, where should I go? Where should I move? Like, oh, I only have 2-3 seconds, whatever. And
my Love point was
realistically
totally just debunked.
doesn't.
He's the same height as Goff. I don't know why I look at him and think he's so small. Maybe he just looks timid. My other advice for making the losses hurt less is just root for spoiler. Look forward to, like, oh, if we beat the Lions, like, it'll fucking destroy Jake.
Oh, I am 100% looking forward to that.
Like, or, like, late in the season, the team is pushing for the play. Like, that's all you can do is, like, hope you. But then it's shitty too. Like, end of the season. Like, I think there was one year the Lions were like 2-12, right? And I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna get a good pick. And then we played. I don't remember what team it was, but they were pushing for the playoffs, and we beat them. And then they missed the playoffs. Well, obviously last year, but I'm not mad about that one. But anyways, beat them, and then we dropped like 3 or 4 picks, and it was like, motherfucker. But a spoiler's always nice. That'll bring you joy. So you just got to lower expectations, though. We spent way too long on this. Paige's pick.
Yes. Paige says she's taking the Rams. I'm gonna do it. I can't not, and I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm gonna take the Packers because I don't think Matt Stafford starts, and yeah, there's hope.
I'm taking the Packers too, strictly because Matt Stafford is not playing. I don't believe the injury that he sustained looked very bad. I think it was his thumb or his pinky was fucking gone. That thing was almost off the fucking hand.
Yeah, it was his thumb.
So he's had thumb injuries in the past too, and not good. He's played with them, wasn't good. So let's get cruising here a little bit. We spent way too much time there. Seahawks, Ravens. Ravens beat the Cardinals. We talked about that. Nothing insane there. Seahawks with a weird game against the Browns, but they ended up winning. They ended
up covering too.
Yeah, that game was wild. They're starting to use Charbonnet a lot more, which is weird because Kenneth Walker has been phenomenal. But late in the game there, it was Charbonnet, not Walker. It was like, what the fuck? So, I don't know.
So apparently there was some stuff that Kenneth Walker might be a little bit banged up. So that's why Charbonnet was playing a little bit more. I don't know.
That would make sense because he had, in the first half, he had like 6 carries for 70 yards or something, and then he finished with like 8 carries. In a close game, too. Like,
yeah,
they weren't down. Like, you didn't have to pass, and they were still running Charbonnet out there. But we'll see what happens.
Paige is taking the Seahawks. I have the hiccups. I'm sorry. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm on the Ravens as well. They look very good. I'd argue they're one of the top 3 teams in the AFC right now.
Which I love to hear because my Super Bowl bet just keeps
it looked
better.
rough at the start, but it's looking better. No, I'd call them top. I think you have to go top 5, right? Chiefs are above them. Bengals are above them right now, I'd argue. And then Dolphins, obviously. And then
Bills.
Do you put the Bills above them?
Yeah.
The Bills have bigger wins, but the Ravens look better against the bad teams.
So yeah,
I'd still
the
put
Bills
the Bills
are above
above
them.
Yeah. All right. So Paige's pick. You said Seahawks. I got Ravens. You got Ravens. We already did that, right?
Yep.
All right. Good. Cardinals, Browns. We just said Cardinals lost to the Ravens. They're the Cardinals. The Browns lost as well in a weird game. Paige's pick.
Paige has the Cardinals.
Shocker.
Don't know why. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I do know why. She just loves Cardinals. I'm gonna take the Browns. This is gonna be bad of me to say, but I hope Deshaun plays this week. I need it.
Me
for
too,
fantasy.
because he's my backup quarterback in fantasy, and I really don't want to. I don't want to drop him because like my team name has Deshaun in it, but
trust me, I'm very
been
much
so
at that
bad.
point
Yeah.
in your league.
Yeah, I'm getting close to dropping him, but I kept him in a fucking dynasty league. So, anyways, I got the Browns. Bucks Texans. Texans lost to the Panthers. They looked bad. That game was gross. I don't think anybody even fucking watched that game. I know I did.
Yeah, so I listen to a fantasy football podcast every week, actually almost every day, and they were talking about this game and how the Panthers basically just lined up to take away the deep ball every play, and the Texans just kept going to the deep ball, and they didn't run it whatsoever.
And you've got fucking Dameon Pierce, who's a great running back.
I don't think he's that good. I'm very much regretting trading for him.
I think he's still good. Maybe their O-line's bad. I don't know. I don't watch Texans games. That's the fucking thing.
Their O-line is bad. It's banged up. They're missing like 4 of their 5 starters.
That's bad. And then the Bucks, obviously, we talked about. They covered Thursday night against the Bills. Their defense still looks good, man. If they had a quarterback, Tom Brady, maybe they would have been pretty good. But
yes. Paige has the Texans. I'm going to take the Texans too. I don't think last week was a sign of what's to come. So,
I'm taking the Bucks for 2 reasons. That defense is nice. I mean, their defense is good. And then obviously I want Stroud to keep doing bad so Gibbs can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So give me the Bucks there.
that's a fair point.
Bears and Saints. Bears played Sunday night. They looked fucking horrible. Cost us our parlay. Fuck them. And then the Saints looked good against the Colts. They Rashid Shaheed, man, what a fucking guy. That dude, 3 catches for like 130 yards and a touchdown. Just stupid. And then Taysom Hill, they're mixing him in. I'm thinking about picking him up in fantasy and putting him at tight end because they're letting him throw too.
Yep. He's always a good guy for that. But Paige is going with the Saints. I am also going with the Saints.
Let's make it a sweep. Give me the Saints too. Vikings Falcons. Vikings just out Kirk Cousins like we talked about. Jordan Addison though, what a fucking pick. Vikings are fucking wide receiver U of the NFL, man. It's insane the wide receivers they've had.
You know what I didn't realize?
That Randy Moss played for the Vikings?
No,
I'm
that
just
Jordan
kidding.
Addison has 8 touchdowns this year. 7 touchdowns this year, I think.
I knew he had a few.
That's
I
a
just wish he
lot
could've
already.
Yeah.
Through
well,
8
it
weeks.
helps that he's getting all of Jefferson's share now too.
Yeah.
He pretty much replaced the Jefferson share because he's. He's definitely not as good as Jefferson, but he's pretty fucking good. Wow, I'm getting really hungry. My stomach just went. I wonder you can hear it on podcast. Falcons we talked about. They lost, but there's hope if they can replace Ritter with Heineke, in my opinion. So, Paige's pick.
Paige is taking the Falcons. I'm also taking the Falcons.
Make it another sweep. I'll take the Falcons as well. Commanders, Patriots. The Patriots they're bad. Just Belichick is probably gone soon, even though he just got an extension apparently. And then the Commanders, though, man, they competed with the Eagles. They stopped the tush push. I think it's the first stop of the tush push this year.
Was it?
I think it was the
it's
first.
Gotta be.
That fumble. I mean, every other time. The only other time that it got stopped is when they tried to change it to the reverse play.
The Commanders just always give the Eagles a game, and I don't understand why.
We just got a live flop.
What?
We just got a live flop on the picks, didn't we?
Yes.
I'm sorry. What did you say about the Commanders? I was just
saying that they always give the Eagles a game, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, the first one was competitive, and then this one
went down to the wire as well.
It should have been a 14-point loss. The Commanders scored with like 20 seconds left.
That's true.
To push the spread, but Paige's pick.
Paige has the Commanders. So I was on the Commanders all day today. Trade deadline happened. This game's gross. Just absolutely disgusting game.
There's a lot of those this week.
And we are just on too many of the same games.
Yeah.
So I need a spoiler. I'm going to take the Patriots.
I'm sticking with the Commanders. The Patriots, their defense is so banged up, and then Mac Jones, man, he's just not a good quarterback. So I'll take the Commanders there. Keep an eye on rushing props for the Patriots, though, with that defensive line all banged up, or not banged up, just sent away. Maybe time to hammer Stevenson or even Zeke. Colts Panthers. We talked about it. Colts lost. Panthers won. Paige's pick.
Paige has the Panthers. Shocker. I'm going to take the Colts. They have looked pretty good the last couple weeks.
Yeah, they look good for a backup quarterback. Imagine if they had Anthony Richardson in there.
Their defense is bad, but
I'm going to take the Colts as well. I don't think the Panthers can do it again. That game was just icky. It is on the road in Carolina, though. But Bryce Young's not the guy. I like Minshew. Jonathan Taylor's back. They got Pittman. They're feeding Pittman. Yeah, I'll take the Colts. I almost talked myself out of it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Giants Raiders. We didn't talk about this yet. Giants with an all-time choke job. They were up 10-7 with, I think it was 40 seconds left. And then they had a 30-yard field goal, which they proceeded to miss. Or was it? Did they go for it, or did they miss the field goal?
They missed the field goal wide right. I remember.
There you go. Missed the field goal. Zach Wilson, legacy drive, got him down into field goal range. And then the Jets went on to win it in overtime. Giants fans. I can't even imagine being a Giants fan. I guess look at that too, Austin. Just always remind yourself it could be worse.
I don't want to say that this was a Zach Wilson legacy comeback because
that was a joke, first of all.
I was going to say the Giants were on their third string quarterback.
Yes.
Tommy DeVito.
Illinois legend.
Does not sound like he should be a football player. And they also threw for 7 total yards of passing.
Mm-hmm.
And -9 net passing yards.
Yeah, but the defense was healthy.
Yeah, but
Thibodeau had a day. He's a good player.
Gross. Just a gross game. I almost bet this game to be a tie, actually.
Would have been a sweat.
Yeah, it would have been. But anyways, Paige is taking the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders too. Gross.
A lot of gross games this week. Give me the Giants with Tommy DeVito probably starting. I don't know. Tyrod Taylor went to the
Danny
hospital.
Dimes might be back this week.
If Danny Dimes back, even better. This game's just disgusting. Jimmy G fucking blows. But I'm taking the Giants. Oh, it's in Vegas, though. Nope, Giants. Go G-Men. Cowboys, Eagles, probably I'm going to say the second best game of the week. Did we talk? Yeah, we talked about both.
Yeah, third best.
Third best. What do you got, top three?
Bills, Bengals 1, Dolphins, Chiefs 2.
Oh, forgot about Dolphins, Chiefs. Yep. Okay. I'll put that at 3. Hey, decent, though. 3 good games and then a whole lot of...
Yeah. We already talked about both of these games. Paige taking the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Eagles.
I wanted to take the Eagles, but the Cowboys looked so awesome, and their defense is starting to cook a little bit. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I always fade the Cowboys too, so give me the Cowboys there. Bills and Bengals. We talked about the Bills. We have not talked about the Bengals. The Bengals look good. They just played the 49ers on the road, right?
Yeah. Yep.
On the road. Joe Burrow looks fully healthy. That calf looks good. Jamar Chase was cooking. Higgins was cooking a little bit. Mixon even had a day. Pretty good day for the Bengals.
You know what this game is?
Sunday Night Football.
You know what happened last time these two teams played?
Yeah, it's not in Buffalo, though. Not in Buffalo. Also, I don't even think Hamlin's been playing.
That happened in Cincy.
No, it was in Buffalo.
No, because they went to the Cincy hospital.
I'm
I'm positive.
looking it up right now.
I am like 95.5% sure that it was in Cincy last year on Thursday night.
It wasn't a Thursday night. It was Monday night for sure because I was at bowling when it happened. It was in Cincy.
Oh, yeah. See, I was right.
Yep. I don't know why. Why did I think it was in Buffalo?
Anyways, Bills, did you hear who they signed today? Does not make any sense.
Oh, Fournette, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't because, dude, it's like they don't want James Cook to get usage, and he looks good.
They hate James Cook.
It's the fucking weirdest thing. I don't get it. Oh, shit. Sirens just went off. Halloween's starting, or trick-or-treating starting. I don't have any candy. Oh,
well, we can hurry up so you can go get candy.
No, I can't. What am I going to do? Go to the store, come back, and get here at 6:30 and hand out candy for an hour and a half? No. I'm just going to turn off my lights and hide.
Good idea.
I'm a terrible person, but I'm doing it.
Anyways, do we need to talk about anything else?
No, we hit both.
Okay. Paige has the Bengals. I'm also taking the Bengals.
I'm on the Bengals as well. Let's make it a three-peat. Chargers, Jets. We talked about the Jets. We talked about the Chargers. Go ahead.
Paige has the Chargers. I also have the Chargers.
I have the Chargers as well. Another three-peat. A lot of matching games this week, so could be interesting there. Let's actually get going, though, so I can turn off my lights. Do not bet list. I do have opposing team props when they're playing the Lions because I cost us our parlay on Monday night. And also, like, why would I root for the other team when they're playing my Lions? So this was a game where I could have just hammered Lions props and had a good night. Instead, I had Jacoby Myers receptions, and he fucking... So, anything for you?
I didn't write anything down, which I haven't been for the last couple of weeks, but I'll say no for this week.
Okay. Roulette, then. We are even now, which is technically up, though, because we went big on the one-year episode. Ooh. Casino mystery reward. Don't be spooked. Claim now to earn your mystery trick-or-treat reward. Up to 5,000 crowns. Oh, I got 500. Sorry. I'm all over the place right now. So, like I said, even. I don't think we've hit in a while. Do you know the last time we hit?
No, episode.
Ooh, 30 just hit with a 50x.
Oh, we hit in 65. We hit 4 episodes ago.
That's a long time ago.
We hit 4 straight.
That's a month, though. All right.
Yeah.
30 just hit 2 spins ago with a 50x, so that sucks. But then 8 hit, so we missed. Somebody just knocked on my door. 0, 2, 3, 9, 12, 22, 23, 24. Oops. 23, 24, 30. And what is it, 36?
Yep.
We are in.
Big plans for me this weekend. I'm going to San Antonio for a wedding. Looking forward to that. I might golf on Saturday in San Antonio.
We've got 100x on 9.
Sweet.
We've got 100x on 9. We're spinning. Give me 9. Give me 9. Give me 9. Give me 9. Come on, give me 9. 9 is our hottest number, isn't it? Come on, give me 9. Let me see 9 here.
Yeah. No, 3 is actually.
Oh, it went over 9, but it's not. We hit 0, though. All right. All right.
We're alive.
Should we run it back for 20 or 1? Or 10?
10.
10. That's right. I forgot we changed.
Yep.
All right. We got a hit, though. Let's go. All right.
Also, preview for the weekend, I won't be able to bet because betting is not legal in Texas. So if you're following along with my 50 days of football, I will have my picks out on probably Friday for the entire weekend. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
On the Lightnings. None of ours. Come on. Go back to back. Am I being greedy? I am. It's 6. Well, all right. We got a hit, though. I said we needed one. It had been a month. Sorry. Anything else for you?
I do not have anything else.
Wonderful. Well, you guys have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, door some tutties. And we'll see you next week with a World Series recap. Congratulations to the Diamondbacks. See you.
Peace.